Old family and new family, welcome to BoomBappED, capital ED. This is your host with the most, Brandon Bushido Garvey White. Got brother Rob Lowe on the tech. And ladies and gentlemen, the guests we have today, they've both been here individually. They have not been here together. Both MCs, both sharp thinkers, both conscious manifestations in their own right, in their own paths.
Yeah.
We have Azariah and Jae Hu.
Hustle.
What's going on, brothers?
Same old, man.
Indeed. In case y'all don't know, they are here together not only because they are homies and they learn from one another, but they also have a project that has recently come out called Sharpen Iron. All right. For those who don't know, BoomBappED is a Rob, man. I keep on forgetting the little manifestos. I keep on forgetting. What was it? Honest, open, clear-headed analysis. Exploration and analysis of cultural issues focused on but not limited to the Rochester area through a hip-hop lens. Good look, Saz. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you. Word up.
I always tune in, man.
Indeed, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. I'm excited for the show. So, what we usually do is we ask y'all to run down y'all resumes a bit. Just talk about who you are, what your path's been like. Just like a quick little 1 minute rundown from each of y'all. And in this special case, I want y'all to talk about how y'all paths kind of intertwined. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, I met Hustle back in the day, probably like 05, 06. You know what I'm saying? We both was going to MCC at the time. I had a class with another one of Hustle partners, Godzilla's Joe. Shout out to Joe.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started. And then after MCC, Hustle went to St. John Fisher with my brother. Ozell. He didn't know we was related at the time.
Okay.
My brother told him, we was related, and then that's kind of how it started.
Word. And what were you doing in between 05 and now up to this point? You know what I'm saying? Describe your musical journey for those who didn't see the Azariah episode.
Yeah. Well, a lot, man. 05, I dropped the Chronicle on What You Flow About. 06, 07, Keep It Moving, Subject to Change. Shout out to Chris G. Fast forward to 2012, he hosted Intermission. Me and Quest did a project, long time coming. Me and Ease connected for Modern Day Rage. Me and Laddie connected for Phase 1, Lord of the Underground. Me and Lunatic connected for Azariah, Come Forward EP. That's just a little bit of what I was doing.
12 out of 5,000 projects.
Yeah, I keep it moving with E-More.
Zimmerman Message Fit too.
Yeah, Zimmerman Message Fit with a Najee.
You say Subject to Change already?
Yeah, I said Subject to Change, but Keep It Moving was in that time period, like 07 with E-More. Shout out to E, you know what I'm saying? Been a lot, man, and like I always admire what Hustle did, you know what I'm saying, what he does. I remember, going to the Bug Jar and seeing him rock out with S&D, stuff like that. Yeah, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? But like we work together here and there, you know what I'm saying? But like I'll let him take it over too a little bit, but I'm just giving you my outlook, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt like we had a good chemistry, man, and we like fam too, you know what I'm saying? It's more than music, so exactly. I feel like that makes the music more. I also did Up and Coming with Trash. Shout out to Trash. Free my man Trash, Playmakers, yeah. And me and Trash kind of had that same type of chemistry too. We did a few videos. Now me and Hustle trying to embark on some visuals, you know what I'm saying? We just got a new one. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Bottom to the top. I did send it to you though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
yeah. Way to put me on blast on air, homie. I feel you though. Barnum did that?
Barnum, yeah. Shout out to him.
I like that 3-part installment that he did with What You Asked.
Oh, good luck.
Did you say Trash was locked up? You said Trash is locked up again? I didn't know that. When did he get locked?
I'm not sure.
All right, hold your head, Trash.
Yeah, he should be coming
I'll keep you in prayers, big homie.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. We'll talk about that more later. Hustle, what's good?
Cool, man. Just got back, in and out of OC, man. A lot on the table, a lot on the plate right now. So yeah. So
talk about, because I know this work, and I'm sure you'll get into it a little bit when you run down your resume. Just talk about your journey that has led to this work that you just came back from doing, and how as kind of intertwined.
The music side?
Both.
All right. So as far as the music side, I always really just been like, playing around with rap. I never really took rap serious. Still don't take it serious. But I was just one of those ones that I felt that when I did something, if I got out of 10 people, 7, 8 people saying, yo, I like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Compared to what I'm hearing, I'm like, why not? You know,
Yeah.
so in terms of that, I ain't got really a resume as long as I have music. That's a fact. I got a few releases. I just dropped a few things late last year, early this year. General's Dialect, me and S&D,
Right.
we got a lot more work coming. Shout out to my boy, you already know it. I got some stuff coming with Najee also. Hey, you know, he heard, like, yo, I want to rock with you.
dope.
So
Yeah.
that's coming soon. Black Enterprise, that's what I named it.
Okay.
And then basically just in the works. You know, I got something with Lo Kasugi coming. You know, shout out to Lo. I know he changed his name. You know what I'm saying?
Fire,
But got something with Lo coming too. So I got something in the works as far as music. But my personal life, you know, career, you know, I'm going hard with, you know, the mentorship piece, working with the kids. So I'm trying to get some things established in fair territory. So every other weekend, I'm in Canada, you know, from Scarborough, Lexington, Edmonton, Toronto, everything. It's about everything out there. Trying to see what opportunities we got over there to help the problems they're having in the urban education system. So it's always been bigger than rap. It's always gonna be bigger than rap. But
right. And you gotta have like everything in order to do rap, to do anything.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, on the side note, I'm trying to get my CDL. You know, I'm trying to drive trucks, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people sleep on the stability you need.
Yeah, to pursue anything,
career or anything. Yeah, any passion you need.
But the thing that kills me is how you sleep on that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
people put too many eggs in the wrong basket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I think that people see too, like an artist looking like they living wild and free and they just can be carefree or whatever, but that's just the imagery of the artist.
Exactly.
But the dude or the woman had to put in a lot of different priorities and orderings and organization, or had a team to help them do that in order for them to make the appearance like
it's
they
a
just
lot
carefree.
more, you know, than what
Yeah.
you see in front of the camera. You know,
Indeed.
the behind the scenes, even with these multi-platinum artists that everybody worship and all that. You know.
Word up. Indeed, man. So let's talk about the project real quick. Y'all dropped a project called Iron, Sharpen Iron. Can you describe to me what that looks like in your album musically? So this concept of iron sharpening iron, what does that look like musically in y'all dynamic as a group? And then what does it look like in your relationship outside music?
As far as with music, like Hustle told you, you know, he don't take music seriously, or at least he says that. But he's got a very serious work ethic as far as studio time, as far as getting stuff done, and like, you know, he's just real sharp, you know, up here, you know, in the mind. So I feel like, you know, I'm the same way in some regards. So that's kind of where that came. Iron sharpen the iron, you know, steel sharpen the steel. We bounce ideas off each other. We work good together. We mesh well, and that's really what it is, you know.
Word.
Yeah, basically, lyrical compliment. You know what I'm saying? I go in the booth and I'm just trying to make sure, like, you know, I know what A gonna do. Just make sure when my verse laid down, it's gonna compliment what he doing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's part of the iron sharpen iron. My brother keeping me sharp. You know what I'm saying? My brother making sure that the expectations is held high for him the same way it's held for me. So.
Could you dive into a moment where you felt like, where you heard a specific verse and you were like, you know what, like he just said this, so I'm gonna go this route? You have a specific memory off the top?
Not really. It's organic. It's organic. Of anything, I mean, whoever go first will spit their verse first. Who usually finish first, spit theirs, and then boom, what you got so far? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And organically, it meshes together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are somewhat in the same playing field of what we talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it just happened, and like, we like, yo, that's dope. How you know what I'm saying? You piggyback off what I was doing, or you said something that I would have said in that verse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nothing be forced, nothing be rushed. It just all come together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you could definitely
and
tell.
I feel that makes him more potent. You know?
Yeah. What about outside the booth? Because you talked about him being your brother outside the
yeah,
outside
it's just
music.
like,
So
I mean,
how does that iron sharpen iron work?
also the godfather of my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
You
Shout
know,
out to Amaya.
Yeah,
Maya
man.
Franklin.
You know, he hold me down, so it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to see him flourish in his secular work. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know, get more focused in terms of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's really iron and sharpen iron right there.
I think we, in terms of outside of, it's the same with, like, we kind of, one thing I've seen is that we motivate each other. in terms of making sure that we are continue to aspire for more. You know what I'm saying? Don't be complacent. You know what I'm saying? So every time I hear my brother talking about new ideas about ventures he want to do, I'm talking about new ideas and ventures that I want to do and that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. So that's pretty dope. So, you know, just basically making sure that, you know, you say your brother's keeper, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that what I got, he got, or what I got, he aiming for, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's something that we can measure up and say that's successful.
Right. Word up. Bro.
Sir. Hondo.
Yeah. Peace to Freedom School.
Yes, sir. Peace to Freedom School.
I can't have one show without referencing Freedom School. It's funny. Yeah. So y'all's album was one of the first. It's something that's not common like that anymore, which is a hip hop duo creating a whole entire album. It's not as common as it used to be.
Right.
At all.
You see more producers and MCs, but not MCs and MCs.
Not MCs and MCs.
That's true. That's true.
And when that does happen, it's usually like a short-lived kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why do y'all think that breed or that method of making hip-hop music isn't as common or doesn't have the same dynamics that it used to have?
It's a twofold from my point. One is pride. I think that some MCs feel that, you know, by default, like, he feels that the album should be steered and directed his way because of X, Y, and Z, right? And then the other artist feels that, well, why not my way? Because I've done X, Y, and Z. So I think sometimes pride can be an issue. And then, you know, it comes down to the chicken, money, you know, depending on if you are making money off or if you're not making money off it. But money conversations or the value of whatever can kind of be a barrier in some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? So if I had to say that's the reason why it doesn't happen as freak more like it used to is because of that.
What you think, Az?
I don't know, man. It still happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It all depends. I feel like the chemistry of the artist, man. You know, Ray and Ghost did it a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know that's a little older, but you know now, you know you got brothers like you know Westside and Conway. They do it a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if it's right, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And money plays a factor and all that, but it's about making good music at the end of the day and having fun with it too. You know what I mean? I also have a lot of fun doing it, so I feel like it's manifesting in what we give to people. You know what I'm saying?
When hearing y'all talk, it's making me think about whether or not this changed. Because you're right, you brought up a West Side, Gun and Conway. You know, you even got cats like Ray Shremmerd on the other side of things, the more commercial side of things, right? But again, like you can't name too many as opposed to maybe like
back then
there's
you
a
can
lot
name
more.
them all.
Ray,
Nuts,
Beat Nuts,
all day, you know
Meth
what
and
I'm
Red,
saying?
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
DOS Effects, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Helter Skelter, you know what I'm saying? You can keep on going.
Yeah.
Outkast, right? But
Right.
I'm wondering, I'm gonna throw something at y'all. Do y'all think it has to deal with hip hop being less communal than it used to be?
Right.
Yeah,
Whereas it's like, you know,
Yeah.
before you had to go somewhere
Yeah.
to listen to hip hop or get information from somebody about the next mixtape or this or that. And you had to be connected to a neighborhood, right?
Right.
But now you don't. You gotta be connected to the internet. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even need to go somewhere to record it anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I'm wondering if that plays any type of role. Am I tripping or am I?
Nah, I mean, of course, I mean, anything with social media changed the game in several ways. You know what I'm saying? So anything with the internet, you can always attribute to some type of change. So I definitely agree with you on that. How to pinpoint it, I can't really exactly pinpoint it, but if I had to put money on it, yeah, that's a fact, yeah.
Word up. Word. So the first joint on Sharpen Iron is called The Process. Right?
Shout out to Kid called Quest.
Kid,
His production on
Jay,
that.
you laced that. Yeah, you laced these dudes. There's a couple of Kid Called Quest joints on it, right? So in terms of the song, The Process was a real strong opening for the project. Can you describe the process that you have of collecting your thoughts, knowledge, emotions, and experiences and putting them on record? What's your process of making that happen?
That's a good question.
It's just
That's a good question.
The beat speaks, man.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong one too. I listened to it back. The way I opened it, you know, I'm glad we chose to open it like that.
Yeah.
You know, I said I feel like the illest in my area, a ball carrier, a pit bull terrier. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's just me having fun, man. And rap is competitive, man. You gotta feel like you the illest. You know what I'm saying? Even if, you know, deep down you be like, I'm alright. You gotta come with it, man. And you know that's the art, the sport that we in, man. And it's just a beautiful thing, man. It's like there's really no way to pinpoint emotions and all that. It's just when you live in life, man, that's gonna reflect in your music if you're a real individual. If you doing something for the culture, if you're not just trying to, make a song, make a hot single. We didn't make hot singles and try to get stuff played in the club.
Is a hot single to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a hot single to me.
Stop.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
but we didn't set it out for that, though.
Yeah, it wasn't really no club
That
type
wasn't
stuff,
the purpose
man.
of it.
No knock on cats that do that.
It wasn't.
Right.
But like, I feel like we come from a different place. You know, at least I know I do. You know what I'm saying?
So you keep in mind the sport of it, the fun of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The confidence you need to have. And that's kind of your process, and everything else kind of flows through as it is as a process.
I mean,
you know
I'll give you an example. I forgot the name of the track, but one of the tracks I remember the writing process that me and Hustle had both for this track.
Yeah.
I finished the verse first. What was the one?
Like he always does.
You be moving
You
fast.
do 6 C's in like 5, 10 minutes.
It was the one where you was talking about LeBron. Like, and I remember
that track is called.
That's so early on the project.
Nah,
No.
it's a little deeper. It's a little further in.
Okay.
I forget the name of it, but basically, in my verse, I'm kind of talking about like my journey with mental health and all that, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just ill, cause like I love how I did it, and then Hustle was like, yo, that's dope, and then he wrote his, and I thought like that was like one of the strongest verses from him on the song, like just how he said, on the lawn, LeBron, and you know what I'm saying, how he just went into it from his perspective. So it was like two different ends of the spectrum, but it was still felt. I can't remember the name of the track.
Model for the Kids or something like that, right?
That one.
So I don't got with the same hustle gruff, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So and we do a lot of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Show the vulnerability, the human factor. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't invincible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
word up.
The better days.
Right.
Hey, what's your process, man?
Like you said, I try to every now and then I get political. You know, I try to put some political conscience in there in terms of how I feel about certain situations that's happening on the political scene. Or Mr. Dump, things of that nature and all that. Also, I kind of try to throw in there some things about my upbringing. I always tell Az, I'm not the illest rapper, I'm not the most punchiest rapper, but I am definitely one of the most painful rappers. You know what I'm saying? I get that pain when I get on that mic. You know what I'm saying? And give a little insight how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was dealing with drug problems my mom had, my father being in prison, my family in these streets going hard, tearing it up, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I tend to put a glimpse of that. Try to get the viewers or the listeners to understand that. Like Az said, we everyday people. So throwing them a little bit of that, and then outside of that, my literature, things that I read, some of the stuff that and when I analyze it and synthesize it, I may throw something in there, the whole thing about the opening track, the process, when I talk about, peace to my queens who got these dudes that live off them.
Right.
I got that by reading a statistic about, the African American community, how more women are in jobs and working than men. And if that's the case, what is men doing? And from what I see,
couple men of color, right?
They living off they women, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah,
for sure.
Deep. So, a little bit of political, a little bit of upbringing, how I came up, and then, I try to, stuff that I read and books that I've been understudying, I try to kind of synthesize and put a little bit of that in the rhyme too.
I forgot the book, my G, my bad.
Oh, no, and you know what? I was going to surprise you with a copy of you, with a copy I was going to cop for you, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the miseducation of the Negro. Last time Az came through, you know what I'm saying, I gave him the copy of the book, but I needed, exactly. I needed it back because I had my notes and I was preparing something. But we both forgot to do what we had to do for it, but we're going to see each other at some other point.
Yeah.
No worries at all. Talking about books and talking about this education piece, right? As you've devoted your focus explicitly to music, that's your when I say explicitly, that's your career, passion, and goal, right?
One of them.
One of them.
You know what I'm saying? One of them.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we was talking about before, it's not about putting all your eggs in one
Right,
basket.
right.
I'm passionate about it and I take it seriously, but I love to, I consider myself woke. You know what I'm saying? I like to read literature, you know what I'm saying, about empowering our people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a multitude of things.
Yeah.
I'm trying to one day own real estate, you know what I'm saying? If I get my money right, you know what I'm saying? And just different ventures, man, you know what I'm saying? Really be a contributing citizen to society and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the right wording for it because, Hustle kind of just captured it where his words are, I'm not taking it seriously, but you kind of like translated that a bit into, he's not necessarily having the same career, using it as a career opening, right, as you are, right? Mm-hmm. He's doing it and he's passionate about it, but you're also making sure that you're in education, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when y'all see how y'all approach things kind of differently, what Hustle, what are you learning from him in terms of how he's approaching music and life? And as you look at him, what are you learning from him as he approaches music and life?
Well, to answer that question, my bad. What I was trying to do is find a song. It's called Real Talk.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of that song. But just staying consistent. That's one thing I say A do very well. Stays consistent.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I'm saying? He don't really allow, you know what I'm saying, side voices or other people to alter how he gonna go about life and let alone his music. So if anything, I would just say just being consistent. It's something that which I already knew and I already did. But it's always good to see another brother do it too. You know what I'm saying? That you consider one of your cronies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I take from Hustle just the how can I word it? Just the seriousness as an individual, you know what I'm saying? Hustle don't hold his tongue for nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He tell it like it is, he'll let you know, you know what I'm saying, if he need to let you know. And just being a real person, you know what I'm saying? Real dude in different facets of life, you know what I'm saying? Through the music, through his family life, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, he there for his family. We were just talking about how, there's more black women working than black men.
It's crazy.
Right.
We not examples of that.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
hold the family down.
In several ways, we are
right
the exception.
Yeah.
In several ways.
To the statistic and everything.
Right.
And dudes think that's cool. They think they get points for living off a woman. Like,
yeah, that bugs me out.
They call it, they pimp pan. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Till that AT&T bill come around, she ain't paying. So we're going to do an activity called Simple Mathematics. Okay. All right? I'm just going to give you a math equation. You got to solve for the equation.
Oh, I'm horrible at math.
It's just as simple as this. It's not the classroom math, right? For example, we'll take a little example of what we just did earlier. Redman plus Method Man equals dope hip hop music. Right? So, but I'm not going to give you no answers.
No
all right?
doubt.
So, here we go. Commercial hip hop minus ghostwriting equals what? There is no right or wrong, by the way. Just
commercial hip hop minus ghostwriting
equals what? What's left?
Mediocre music. Because I'm not an advocate for ghostwriting, but when they ghostwrite them songs, they got a formula. Nowadays, back in the day, in the 90s and the 80s, like everything was organic. Everything that was coming out was different and all that. Now, all the hits, for the most part, got the formula to it. It got the same this, same that, and that's dumbing our people down. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? That's my answer to that. Yeah.
What about you, Hustle?
Fire production. The beats is always nice. At least the beats is nice. The beats be ill.
That's a
beats
fact.
be saving them, man.
Minus ghostwriting equals mediocre music or
fire
production. Indeed. Yeah. Both answers are acceptable. This ain't Common Core math, y'all. You know what I'm saying? All right, so blank plus blank equals greatest old/new rap duo ever.
You said blank plus blank?
Blank plus blank equals greatest old, and one has to be old, one has to be new.
I ain't gonna front, man, but that child of Cool G rap is crazy. So I would say 38 Special and Cool G rap. That's what I would say. Yeah. Shout out to Special. I seen him at the studio over at Black Dog. He a real dude. He a real one.
They be playing that track, that album on
crazy.
LL Cool J station on satellite radio.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
On the road. That's a fact.
That's
I heard that
what's
little
up.
Rock the Bell.
Yeah.
I heard it. Yeah.
That's the name of it, Rock the Bell.
Yeah, I heard it.
That's
Yeah.
what's
I
up.
knew I heard that song. I thought I was past it.
That 38 and Benny was tough too. Y'all heard that?
Yeah,
of course.
That was tough too.
The brothers are serious.
Yeah. Public Enemy minus Flavor Flav equals what?
It's funny. I got a verse on not to get off top, but I got a verse on this new junk I'm writing for Quest where I said I'm Chuck D. I'm more Chuck D, less Flavor Flav. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of sharing the
What
same
does that leave
sentiment
us
as
with?
that. I don't know. Enemy without the public, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
What's your answer? I'm gonna share mine. When I came up with this, I got an answer for this.
Say it one more time.
Public Enemy minus Flavor Flav equals what?
I said enemy without the public, because Chuck D still that dude, but Flav made it public. You know what I'm saying? Just his antics and all that.
That's a fact. His enemy.
Less
Indeed.
less glitter. Yeah, less gimmick. Yeah, something around there. Less chapstick on black lips.
No, that's
somewhere
hilarious.
around there though, So
My man is creating all kinds of mathematical equations off of one. I said Public Enemy minus Flavor Flav equals X-Clan. There was no jokey version. You know what I'm saying? There was no joke in X-Clan or even Poor Righteous Teachers. You know what I'm saying? It was just like
that's a good one.
Flav made it more public. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Public Enemy was able to go,
Right.
Their
production
platinum
was
and
crazy
stuff.
too.
Yeah, the production too, right?
Yeah.
But that loose jokey flavor made them more public.
Now, if
but
I
X-Clan didn't even.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep in mind, Flav ain't spit no verses. He was just
yeah,
but
I still think he
face.
added to it.
But he was the face. He was the face.
And I was out.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was actually watching a documentary on them, and they was I forgot. I think Def Jam they was signed to, and whoever the head of Def Jam was like, we don't want Flav. We'll take you, but we not taking Flav.
Yeah, right. They were
And
like,
Chuck
nah,
was
you
like,
gotta have him.
Yeah.
They knew it was the season.
But that makes sense. But it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Why? From a financial standpoint. So if I put on my manager hat and we looking at that budget, Flav is gonna fill that house off. Well, boy, or wearing the hat with the Viking hat or the clock. Come on, everybody in the hood had that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was diamond crusted or whether it was a regular clock. You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's take it back. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, from a money standpoint, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with Old Dirty. You know what I'm saying? Old Dirty was like that. Not in my eyes, but you know what he gave and who he was, Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the face of it at one point. You know?
One last question, real quick. We're running low on time. Rochester MCs divided by disunity equals what?
A lot of up and coming artists standing the up and coming.
Show your work. Explain.
So what I mean by that is we can do more together to get us out there than being less willing to work with each other because of whatever situations.
Yeah.
And all of us trying to get on individually to put the city on the map. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what's happening right now because of the division by disunity.
Yeah. So a lot of people are still, you can't be on the come up 17, 20 years. At some point, if you ain't got a breakthrough, then, you might want to make this a hobby, or don't put too much effort into it, or might hang it up however you want to do it. I'm always, it's always a money factor with me, so why I got mouths to feed, so it makes sense to me. So, I would say it would be a continuing position of a lot of up and coming artists still try to up and come instead of everybody working together, try to kick down the door together, bringing finances together, bringing everything together. It's always, when you got more heads and more people working together, it's always more effective in terms of whatever.
Look how the South did it.
So how the South is doing it. Exactly.
It's still
Been
doing
collaborative.
it.
Been collaborative. Super
We do it a little bit.
Yeah, we do it. We do it.
I feel like
we do
we're
it better.
regaining it
We
too.
do it,
We're
yeah,
starting
we
to
do it much
regain.
better. Yeah.
And it's in pockets, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your cloth, your ethos, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the cloth. Shout out to E too.
They seem like they work together a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
I just seen Pounds on Rappers Out of Control with DJ Eclipse.
Oh, that's what's up.
We're trying to get on that show for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to them though, but Yeah, man, you know, it's just about doing your own thing, you know what I'm saying, and
Word.
making your own way, you know, your own ripples in the water, you know.
Word up. Well, y'all bros, it's an absolute pleasure to have y'all in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're at time, unfortunately. Appreciate y'all coming
Yes, sir.
through.
Iron Sharpen Iron, go get that. It's out right now on all social media
yes.
outlets. You heard?
Yes.
Smooth
All
Fresh
streaming
development.
sites, yeah.
Indeed.
All that other is irrelevant. You heard?
Indeed. BoomBappED comes on every 1:30 to 2, every Tuesday, 1:30 to 2 on WAYO FM 104.3, 104.3. You can also catch us on Facebook. Check us out online. We'll catch y'all later. Peace and
Yeah.
progress.